Hi, this is Tracy Segarra. I am the host and producer of Now You're Talking, a live storytelling show. Like the rest of you, I am home here on Long Island in quarantine, but I am looking forward to when we can all get together and share stories. A lot of you have come to my shows at the Krasnov Theater at Tilla Center. We've had 2 shows there, and we have another one coming up in November, and the theme of the evening is Believe It or Not, and I think after what everybody's going through, we are going to have a lot of Believe It or Not stories. I hope you all are staying safe and well, and we thought, the folks at Tilla Center asked me to tell you guys a story to kind of keep you informed and involved and remembering that there's more to the world than what's going on with the coronavirus. So here's a story that I love to tell. It is 1986 or so, 86 or 87, and I'm at Circle in the Square Theater in Manhattan, and I am seeing a play called Coastal Disturbances, which stars a young Annette Bening. And I'm there with my mother and my boyfriend. And as we sit down and get our seats, and it's a circular theater, so you can see all around you, I look, and directly across from me is Katharine Hepburn. Now, Katharine Hepburn is my idol. I mean, she is the most famous actress, certainly of that time, one of the most famous. And at a time when women didn't take up space in a room, she owned every room that she walked into. She wore pants when nobody wore pants. She loved who she wanted to love. She spoke and did whatever it is that she wanted to do. And she is everything that I want to be. And at 24 years old, I am none of those things. I am frightened. I'm doing too many drugs and drinking. I'm with a boyfriend who I know it's not going to work out. And I've got some, red flags. He tells me he doesn't love me. He's never going to love me, but I still stay with him for another year or so. Anyway, all this to say, I am sitting there and I'm looking across at my idol, and I want to go over and talk to her. My mother says, don't you dare. She doesn't like being bothered. She loves to go to the theater, but she doesn't like people bothering her. And so I sit there through the entire first act of the play, and all I can think about is Katharine Hepburn is sitting directly across from me. And now it's intermission, and I know that this is it. It's now or never. I either go over now and say something to her, or the moment is going to be lost. I mean, she's already in her 70s, 80s at this point in her life. And so I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, I just get up. I get up and I start walking over to her. My mother and my boyfriend are looking at me like, are you crazy? And I just walk over there. And the one thing you also need to know is that I was named after the character that Katharine Hepburn played in Philadelphia Story. And so I feel a special affinity to this woman. So I walk over there, and I'm so nervous, and I bend down and I tap her on the shoulder and I say, Miss Hepburn, I said, I'm sorry to disturb you, but I just had to say hello. And she looks up to me and she goes, well, hello, dear. Very nice. And so I'm emboldened, and I say, I said, I had to just say hello to you. I said, I was named after the character you played in A Philadelphia Story. And she looks at me and she goes, oh, yes, Tracy Lords. She goes, I hear that there is a famous adult film actress with that name. And indeed there was. Tracy Lord was a famous porn star at the time. And I don't know what to say to her. And I just say, I don't think I was named after her. And I don't remember what I said after that. It was a very brief conversation. And finally, I just thank her and I walk away. And as I am walking away, I step really hard into a woman's foot on the way. I step on it so hard that this woman screams in pain. And I look at this woman and I hear myself saying, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. But I have just met my idol, Katharine Hepburn, and had a meaningful conversation with her. And I am not sorry at all. So that's my story of meeting my idol, Katharine Hepburn. And I love that story. And I'm so glad that I had the bravery, the courage to go up to her. And, you know, I think we all have a lot of items on our bucket lists and things that we want to do and we can't do now that we're stuck inside. So I hope this little story gives you some courage to, when we can all be together, go out and be brave and do something that you've always wanted to do. See you all in November.